Hello all and welcome back to this Let's Play of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This is Dapper Cthulhu, and last time we collected a bunch of stuff that I missed and I just decided to make an episode out of it. And this time we're going to continue with the story. So, here we go. So, the first place that I'm going to want to go is actually going to be the last place we see Link as he is now. Everyone who played this game, which is basically everyone, knows what I'm talking about. For anyone that hasn't played this game, things are about to change in a big way. This is the Temple of Time. We could have visited this place a whole lot earlier, but I always try to save it for when I have all 3 spiritual stones, because you can't really do anything here until you have the spiritual stones and the Ocarina of Time. Now that I have all of that, just walk up to the altar. Play the song that you hear in the background, which we learned at the end of the last episode. You play that here, the cutscene plays, in which all 3 of the spiritual stones will place themselves on the altar, as you see here. And the Triforce on top of the Door of Time glows, and the door itself will open to us, allowing us entry at last. So, now, naturally, we go through the door and see what's there. Link, isn't that... It's that legendary blade. The Master Sword. Oh yeah. Get a better sword now. Walk up to it and press A to grab it. Here's where the story gets kicked into high gear, I think the phrase is. Excellent work. As I thought, you held the keys to the Door of Time. You have led me to the gates of the Sacred Realm. Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. Yeah, Ganon used us. Link, wake up. Link, chosen one. I am Rauru, one of the ancient sages. Ages ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the Sacred Realm. This is the Chamber of Sages, inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the Sacred Realm, is the last stronghold against Ganon's evil forces. The Master Sword, the evil, destroying sword that you pulled out of the pedestal of time, was the final key to the Sacred Realm. Link, don't be alarmed. Look at yourself. now. You've grown up. Yeah. Now we get a more grown-up Link for basically the rest of the game. The Master Sword is a sacred blade which evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time can pull it from the pedestal of time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. And now that you are old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Well, do you understand your destiny? Yeah. But remember, though you opened the door of time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, used it to enter this forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light. With its power, he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years it transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. My power now has only little influence, even in this sacred realm, namely, this Chamber of Sages. But there is still hope. The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sages' seals will contain all the evil power in the void of the realm. I, Roru, am one of the sages, and your power to fight together with the sages makes you the Hero of Time. The Hero of Time, chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you, and find the power of the other sages and add their might to your own. Alright, no more spiritual stones. These are what we're going to be collecting for the rest of the game. Yeah, now we're into the big boy stuff. I know I sound really lame, but, you know, it is what it is. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. Now we return to the Temple of Time. Things don't quite look so different yet, except for Link. Link, we're back in the Temple of Time, but have 7 years really passed? It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. Let's get out of here. I've been waiting for you, Hero of Time. When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages who dwell in the 5 temples. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. Together with the Hero of Time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. This is the legend of the temples passed down by my people, the Sheikah. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikahs. As I see you standing there, holding the mythical Master Sword, you really do look like the legendary Hero of Time. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. One sage is waiting for the time of awakening in the Forest Temple. The sage is a girl I am sure you know. Because of the evil power in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. But if you believe what I'm saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Do you understand, Link? More or less, yeah. Now, if you want to talk to Sheik in the overworld, you can only do so before collecting your next medallion. save the forest girl, you need another skill. Head to Kakariko Village. So, you can only talk to Sheik until you defeat the next dungeon, whatever dungeon that may be. Keep that in mind. After that, you'll never be able to talk to Sheik in the overworld again. But, as you can see, the world has gone to hell. Just from this screen alone, you can see that Hyrule Castle Town has been destroyed. And filled with Redeads. Yeah, this may be the highest number of them that you see in one area in the entire game. But this is also the only place in the game where they can't freeze you with their scream. So have fun with that. Also, it's very weird, but whenever you kill a Redead, I never went over this before, but whenever you kill a Redead, all the others in the area will group around the corpse of the one that you just killed. See? They're gonna gather around it. It's unknown what this actually means, but it's just a really eerie thing that happens. Just thought I would point it out. Now, you may be wondering, if you've never played the game, you may be wondering what's in this guardhouse. It is no longer a guardhouse. This guy has never been revealed as to who he actually is, but he has those spirits in the cages up above. He keeps them in the cages. Talk to him. Oh, you are quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome, too. Your name is Link, isn't it? Don't be surprised. I can read people's minds. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the great Ganondorf, it is a fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. Ghosts called Poes are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, I will pay a lot of money for it. Keep that in mind. You're going to want to know that later on. Now, next thing we're going to want to do, before we go to Kakariko Village, I am going to want to go to Lon Lon Ranch. There are some things that, well, there's one thing in particular that I want to do there. It can be difficult depending on your level of skill, but we'll see how easily I'm able to do it. Now, see, in the 7 years since we were here last, this man here, who was in the barn before, I just never showed him, has taken over the ranch. Some people in Kakariko are spreading rumors that I cheated Talon out of the ranch, but don't be ridiculous. That guy Talon was weak. I, the hard-working Ingo, poured so much energy into this place. I don't want any strangers like you saying anything bad about me. Listen, the great Ganondorf recognized my obvious talents and gave the ranch to me. I will raise a fine horse and win recognition from the great Ganondorf. Say, young man, do you want to ride one of my fine horses? Pay me 10 rupees. and you can ride. Sure. Want to hear how to ride? I know how to ride. Thank you so much. Now, this is where Epona's song comes in. Like I said, getting her is optional, but highly recommended because, well, you'll see. You can ride any of these horses, but Epona's the one that's easiest to ride. Now, the biggest thing you have to remember is that to move forward at any time while on Epona, you have to hit the control stick forward. To turn, you just turn the control stick to whichever direction you want to turn, but you will not move forward unless you're pushing it forward. Kind of like if you have Z targeting on, but you're able to turn at the same time. Now see, I'm using this first run to show you how this works. Press A to move faster by spurring Epona on. And that's basically all there is to it. Now, you're going to want to talk to him again. Call Epona again. For some reason, I can never get this to play on the first ride, so I always have to do this on the second ride. But before this one ends, walk up to him and speak to him. He'll say, "You're getting better. How about a little race with me? One lap around the corral with that horse. At 50 rupees on it. Gotta win this." Now, winning against him is actually surprisingly simple. Just gotta make sure you stay in his way while you spur the horse. See, I won that race pretty easily. The next one's a little more difficult, because yes, you have to beat him again. If you win, you can keep the horse. Yep, you have to beat him a second time. This one is considerably more frustrating. Let's see. Like I said, if you get in his way, he won't be able to pass you. You can just stay in his way until you respawn those carrots, which tell you how many times you can spur your opponent on. Just recharge those while you're in his way, and you can get through it easily. If you're having trouble with it, that's a quick way to do that. Now, that race is even easier to win in the 3DS version, because if you don't move at all for about 5 to 10 seconds at the beginning of the race, he will disappear completely, which means you can take your sweet time and win every time. I don't know why it's programmed that way, but it works that way in the 3DS version. I've done it myself. I haven't tried it in this, but didn't want to risk the money to try it. So, long story short, after losing the second race, he keeps his promise that he'll let us have Epona, but he'll never let us leave the ranch. Now that's quite a pickle, isn't it? So, how do we get out of that? The outside walls are jumpable. Now we got ourselves a horse. Got ourselves a horse. We can move quickly throughout the field now. Already, our adventure is taking a whole different, well, the story took a dark turn, but our adventure is looking up. Getting a lot easier right now, but trust me, it's gonna be a lot different than it's been. Get down. So, next place I wanted to go was Kakariko Village. You'll see things have changed there. So, that tree has grown, and these two laughing guys from Castletown are now here. This building this building that was previously under construction is now fully built. This man here with the beard used to be in Hyrule Castletown. Basically, everyone who used to live in Hyrule Castletown now lives in Kakariko Village, alongside the people who used to be there as well. This old man used to live in Castletown. You get the picture. So, what are we doing here? Well, first we're going to make a stop at the windmill. I believe it's the first time we've stopped there. So let's go in here and we're learning another song. It's the song that you're hearing in the background. What? You got an ocarina? What the heck? That reminds me of that time 7 years ago. Back then, a mean kid came here and played a strange song. He messed up this windmill. He's given a hint on something we have to do later. We've just learned the Song of Paradoxes. You'll understand why I call it that later on. But yeah, that's that out of the way. So, now that we got that taken care of, I'll meet you in the graveyard. Okay, now that we're here in the graveyard, as you can see, there's nobody walking around. But there's a lamp over there, just floating, as you can, if you look carefully. This is a Poe. This is what that ghost shop owner was talking about. A Poe. A ghost that he would sell. There it is. Now, see, the pose strongly hints that you have to kill them while they're without Z-tarding, because they will go invisible when you do. Oh. That tip I was about to show you will be something that you should know for the next major dungeon. But I just caught that Poe in a bottle. Here's another one. Alright, I got two now. Now, here is the magic bean plant. Remember we planted a magic bean there as a kid? Now it's grown, we can ride it. Same for all of those. Now we can get this piece of heart. That's so And that makes 2 out of 4 heart pieces. 2 more and we add 1 more heart to our health. Now that being out of the way, let's move on to the next part of the game and get what we came here to get. So, shall we? Now, when we come down here, oh, they changed it. This was one of the few places where they did not change the symbol. And they changed it for this version, I guess. Now, this is Dampe's grave. He will race you in this grave, and this is actually required to do. Now, this is not a traditional race. You cannot beat him to the destination. But you have to follow him. And you have to pick the correct pathways. If you don't, this door will close before you get to it. And you will have to start over and lose some health in the process. There is a special prize if you manage to get to the end of the there's a special prize if you manage to get to the end of it in less than a minute, which obviously I didn't do. Alright, made it in 111. So, for racing him the first time, you always get the hook shot, which he will give once we're done talking to him like that. Okay. It's inside the chest. Open the chest. There's the hook shot. I'm gonna let you bask in its glory for a few seconds here. Alright. Now the only way out is through this door, and as you can see, there are these blocks here with the same symbol as the Door of Time. That's your hint. Just play the Song of Time, and these blocks will actually disappear back to Link's childhood. Now, where does this go? That should be your clue. Next place I want to go is right over there. Like that. Alright. Now we're done with this windmill. Until later. Now, I mentioned, while I'm still here, I mentioned in a previous episode about something you can do. If you don't want to mess with the owl shortcut to get to this piece of heart, this was removed in the 3DS version, but it is something you can do in the original game. Climb right through that awning into this doorway, but you cannot fall back through the awning, so you have to jump off. Next place I want to go Hang on. Yeah. Next place I want to go is actually Lake Hylia. I'll meet you there. On the way there, I decided to stop and sell my pose so I can show you just how much you can get for selling your pose at this ghost shop. First one to him. This is a normal Poe. Here you only get 10 rupees for each Poe. It's not much considering the work you have to put in for it, but you know, it's a way to get money without spending money. So now, on to Lake Hylia. What are we doing here? Well, I'm glad you asked me that, my astute friend. What we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and climb up this. That's why I hate those things. I'm gonna climb up this ladder. And there is another piece of heart up here.
And that makes 4, adding 1 more heart to our total health and making us stronger in the process. I gotta say, it feels really good picking up these pieces of heart because it feels like I'm getting stronger along with Link. Just saying.
There is actually something else I wanted to get while I'm here that's going to be very, well, we're gonna need it before the end of this, playthrough. This Scarecrow here. If you remember the song that you played for him, play it for him again. And he will tell his friend Pierre, another Scarecrow, to appear to let you use your hook shot on him whenever he's in the area and you play the song. Show you an example of what I'm talking about. See how Navi went green over there? Do that, and then you can use your hook shot on him. I'll show that a little later. But that's how that works. And while we're in the process of getting stuff we can get right now, let's go to let's go to Ocarina Forest. Might as well get up to the point where we're ready to progress. There we go. For some reason, I always have trouble getting the opponent to jump in that particular spot. But here we are in Kokiri Forest. I'm gonna take a second to walk around here for a minute. Something you will probably notice right away is that there are no stall children popping up. Once you become an adult, they no longer pop up to attack you in the field. I don't know why, but that's how it is. As soon as you walk in, you'll see that the forest is filled. The forest is filled with enemies. This is not good. This is because of Ganondorf's corrupting influence. Or whatever it is. I've always been bad at fighting those things. But yeah. Ganondorf's evil power is the reason for this. But if you were so inclined, you could visit your childhood home as an adult. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it day and see if there's anyone. I guess everyone's inside. Since the great Deku Tree withered, more meanies have been appearing in the forest. I'm scared. Evil wind is blowing from the direction of the forest temple. Saria left, saying, I have to do something about it. The forest temple is located in the sacred forest meadow on the far side of the... I thought it was a secret. Whatever. Where's Saria? Do you know Saria, mister? Weird. Where has Mido gone during such an emergency? Thought I was stuck there for a minute. I wonder. As a kid, there were hearts. Yes, they're here. This is Saria's house. What are you doing here? Have you been traveling around much, mister? Have you ever met a boy named Link? Mido said the great Deku Tree withered because that boy did something wrong to it. Miss Saria defended Link until she left. Maybe we misunderstood. Okay, so the overall point of these conversations is that they don't recognize Link as an adult. We will understand. I won't say shortly because it might be a couple episodes from now. There's an Octo Rock here too. But a couple other rocks. Yeah, the kids in the forest don't recognize Link as an adult, which will be explained eventually. But just know for now, they don't know who Link is. So, yeah. But what we want to do, what I was coming here to do for a moment was come in the Lost Woods. Guy's sitting there underneath the Skull Kid. Skull Kid now has the mask on, which is good because that means I don't have to witness protect his face out. But look at that, I just saved Termina. But for killing the Skull Kid, you get a rupee as big as you are. In other words, a huge rupee worth 200 rupees. Not easy to fight the Skull Kid, but once you beat him, you get 200 rupees for it. Alright, so now what I want to do is come this way. this way. This way. And then here's Mido. What are you? Though you wear Kokira's clothing, you can't fool me. I promised Sorry I would never let anyone go through here. And this is the final time that I will ever play Saria's song in this game. So, he was kind of saying that he remembered Link after hearing that song, without recognizing that he's talking to Link. So,
You hear why I wanted it to be night.
these things only take one hit from the Master Sword.
And now that that's taken care of, we can move on to the next thing.
Hole was right there. I actually wonder what'll happen if I come down here. Nothing. Can't wear a mask. Can't get him to pop up. Oh yeah. In case you didn't see. Adult Link cannot wear masks. So, now that we're done with that, let's keep going into the Sacred Forest Meadow, right here. Now you see it's already opened. There's no need to mess with the slingshot. Navi gives the same advice that she did in the Blade Room into Dongo's Cavern.
Use Z targeting and always look in the proper direction. Set your view so you can look. Once your view is set, hold down Z to sidestep around the corner. That way you won't be surprised by an enemy laying in ambush. Yeah, that's real good advice, Navi. Anyway.
These are moblins. This is the only appearance of moblins in the entire game. And try to lure him into attacking faster. There it goes. Keep going. There we go. Why is that so difficult? I usually don't have any trouble with that. Okay, so I'm gonna freely admit I don't much like this segment of crap! Yeah, I don't much like this moblin segment, so I may have to censor out some of the things I end up saying. But yeah. Oh. Let's see. Let him walk right into my ambush. Right now. There we go. Alright, I hear a Skulltula. What? There we go. Oh, there it is. Okay. Alright, with that taken care of, the last moblin. You don't even have to fight him. But if you do, it'll take 3 hits from the Master Sword. Is it supposed to be that bright? The flow of time is always cruel. Its speed seems different for each person, but no one can change it. The thing that doesn't change with time is a memory of younger days. In order to come back here again, play them anew at a forest. There we go. And now we don't have to go through that complicated maze in the Sacred Forest Meadow again. We don't have to deal with the moblins again unless we're going the other way. Alright. Link, I'll see you again. See, I don't think it was supposed to be that bright there. I don't know what happened there.
Future me popping in during editing, I looked into it, and no, it's not supposed to look like that during that scene. It is supposed to be this brightness. I don't know why it looked like that while I was going through that cutscene, but it did. Either way, it doesn't appear to have affected the game itself, so I am going to continue playing as if nothing happened, and assume that nothing is wrong now, but it was just weird that it got that bright. I've never seen it happen like that before. I will look into it and try to see if I can figure out why it did that, but yeah.
I'm going to leave this episode off here, and next time, we're going in the Forest Temple. See you guys then.